The haunting of Al-JIN Mosque. It was a cold, moonless night when the eerie tale of Al-JIN Mosque began. Nestled in the heart of a quiet, unassuming neighborhood, the mosque was a place of peace and worship for the local community. However, as darkness fell upon the sacred grounds, a sinister presence began to awaken. The Imam, Sheikh Karim, had been hearing whispers among the congregation. People spoke of strange occurrences during the late-night prayers, of unsettling shadows that danced in the corners of the prayer hall, and of an unexplained chill that hung heavy in the air. At first, he dismissed these stories as mere superstitions, but as the incidents increased in frequency and intensity, he could no longer ignore the mounting fear. One fateful evening, Sheikh Karim decided to investigate. He arrived at the mosque well after midnight, armed with a small lantern and a heavy heart. The mosque, bathed in the pale light of the moon, seemed serene from the outside. But as he entered, the temperature dropped drastically, causing his breath to materialize in the frosty air. He proceeded with caution, his lantern casting eerie shadows that seemed to writhe and twist on the mosque's walls. The prayer hall was empty, yet the hushed whispers of the faithful echoed in his ears. Sheikh Karim's steps echoed through the silence as he moved closer to the mihrab, the niche that pointed toward Mecca. There, he saw something that made his heart race and his blood run cold. A spectral figure stood before the mihrab, its form shifting and wavering like smoke. It wore a tattered robe and its eyes glowed with an unnatural, malevolent light. The entity seemed to beckon him forward, its outstretched hand promising knowledge beyond imagination, but Sheikh Karim knew that this was no benevolent spirit. Summoning his courage, Sheikh Karim recited verses from the Quran, praying for protection and seeking refuge from the darkness that surrounded him. As the verses flowed from his lips, the entity shrieked and writhed, its form twisting in agony. It eventually dissipated into a chilling mist, leaving behind an oppressive silence. Sheikh Karim continued his prayers until dawn, and when the first rays of the sun bathed the mosque in golden light, the oppressive atmosphere lifted. He shared his terrifying experience with the congregation, and together they sought guidance from scholars and experts in the field of the supernatural. As it turned out, the mosque had been built on ancient burial grounds, and the restless spirits of those interred there sought to disturb the peace of the living. With the help of dedicated individuals and spiritual rituals, they managed to appease these tormented souls and cleanse the mosque of its malevolent presence. Al-JIN Mosque returned to being a place of solace and tranquility for the community, but the horror of that night would forever linger in their memories. It served as a stark reminder that even in the most sacred of places, darkness could take root, and only the strength of faith and unity could banish it back into the shadows from whence it came. Story 2: The Whispering Minaret. In the heart of a bustling city stood an ancient mosque renowned for its exquisite architecture and serene courtyard. Yet, beneath its grandeur lay a sinister secret that had plagued the mosque for centuries. The tale began with the construction of the mosque, overseen by the revered architect, Master Hassan. He was known far and wide for his unmatched skill in crafting minarets that seemed to touch the heavens. As the mosque neared completion, Master Hassan received a mysterious visitor, an old man cloaked in tattered robes who offered him a rare, ancient scroll. This scroll, the visitor claimed, contained the secret to making the most magnificent minaret the world had ever seen. Intrigued and fueled by his desire for fame, Master Hassan followed the instructions on the scroll meticulously. As he completed the minaret, it indeed stood as a marvel of artistry, reaching dizzying heights and adorned with intricate carvings. However, as soon as the last brick was laid, a haunting chant echoed from the depths of the minaret, a chant that no one else could hear. Over the years, the haunting chant grew louder and more distinct, driving those who heard it to madness. People began avoiding the mosque, and rumors of a malevolent presence within its minaret spread like wildfire. Despite numerous attempts to exorcise the minaret, the chant persisted, and the mosque became known as the Whispering Minaret. Generations of imams and worshippers were tormented by the relentless chant, and the once thriving mosque fell into disrepair. It stood as a cursed monument to Master Hassan's ill-fated ambition. One night, a brave and determined imam named Ahmed decided to confront the malevolent presence. Armed with his unwavering faith and a powerful talisman, he climbed the minaret's spiraling stairs. As he reached the summit, the chant grew deafening, threatening to overwhelm his senses. With unwavering determination, Imam Ahmed recited verses from the Quran, invoking divine protection and casting out the malevolent spirit. The minaret shook and trembled, but he persisted. Finally, with a thunderous roar, the spirit was banished, and the haunting chant ceased. Imam Ahmed descended from the minaret, exhausted but triumphant. The mosque was finally free from the curse that had plagued it for centuries. Its minaret, once feared, now stood as a symbol of resilience and faith. The tale of the whispering minaret serves as a reminder that the pursuit of worldly glory at the cost of one's integrity can lead to a dark and haunting legacy. Yet, it also illustrates the power of unwavering faith and determination to confront and conquer even the most malevolent of forces. Story 3: The Haunted Mosque in Whispering Hollow. In the heart of a remote village called Whispering Hollow, nestled deep within a dense, ancient forest, stood a mosque that had witnessed the passage of time like a silent sentinel. This mosque, known as Masjid al-Aman, had a history that chilled the villagers to their core. The village had always been a peaceful place, surrounded by lush greenery and a sense of unity among its people. Masjid al-Aman was the centerpiece of the community, a place of solace and prayer for generations. However, as the years passed, strange happenings began to plague the mosque. It all started with whispers in the night. Villagers claimed to hear eerie voices emanating from the mosque's minaret, beckoning them to enter. These voices, soft as the breeze rustling through the leaves, promised secrets and riches beyond imagination. Some couldn't resist the call and ventured into the mosque, never to return. Rumors spread like wildfire, and fear gripped the hearts of the villagers. Children dared each other to approach the mosque at night, and the bravest among them would creep close enough to hear the whispers. They returned with tales of shadowy figures moving among the arches and the eerie glow of otherworldly eyes. One fateful evening, Imam Malik, the spiritual leader of Whispering Hollow, decided to confront the source of these disturbances. Armed with nothing but his faith, he entered the mosque as the sun dipped below the horizon. The village watched in silence, their collective breath held. Inside, Imam Malik felt an oppressive presence, as if the very walls of the mosque were closing in on him. The whispers grew louder, tempting him with promises of power and wealth. But he knew better. With unwavering determination, he recited verses from the Quran, invoking the protection of the Almighty. As the verses flowed from his lips, the mosque trembled, and a chilling wind swirled around him. The shadows retreated, and the whispers turned to anguished cries. Imam Malik stood firm, his faith unshaken. With one final, resounding recitation, he banished the malevolent presence from the mosque. The following morning, the villagers witnessed a transformation. Masjid al-Aman, once shrouded in fear, stood as a beacon of peace and serenity. The whispers were silenced, and the villagers felt a newfound sense of security. Whispering Hollow learned a powerful lesson from the haunting of their mosque. Evil could take root even in the most sacred of places, but it could be overcome through unwavering faith and the bravery of those willing to confront it. Masjid al-Aman, once a source of fear, now served as a reminder that the light of faith could dispel even the darkest of shadows.